Hello, berries. Now, for the longest time, I've been trying to make this video because I want to talk about a very important topic. Now, for the past 2 years, I've been streaming, making content for YouTube. Sometimes I was a bit busier and a bit more diligent with it, sometimes a little less. Ultimately, the main reason I have been streaming less and dishing out less content on YouTube, it's because I was very hesitant about continuing with DBD. Dead by Daylight is probably right now in its worst state it has ever been at, for two main reasons. Cheaters, their population has increased drastically. They have full control of the game if they want it. And there was like a week where I was streaming for like 5 days straight, and every day I had at least two hackers. Some of them holding me hostage, some of them flying in the air, some of them instantly finishing gens or insta healing. To the extent that I am not able to play some of those games, and it is frustrating. This game has lost a lot of its integrity, and it's quite shameful because this game has been standing for many, many years, and still the security of this game is quite weak. There is no integrity whatsoever. These cheaters can also go to the extent of stream sniping you. A streamer called Hens has actually been stream sniped by the same cheater 3 or 4 times in one stream, and he was held a hostage for approximately 3 hours in one stream. If this is what DBD has become, then it's in a very bad state. Of course, there's also the addition of MMR, which MMR didn't change anything gameplay wise, it just changed people's mentality. People play much sweatier than they ever used to, and meta perks and strong add-ons, strong items, map offerings, these things are way more common before their days of MMR. People for some reason care about their invisible MMR that they don't even themselves know where it is, and they try their damnedest to increase it. Survivors don't, like, not all of the survivors, but some survivors go to the extent of finish all the gens and leaving, because in their eyes that's victory. And killers also play very boring, very efficient, like by camping and tunneling one person after another person after another person instead of spreading the damage, so everybody can have a little bit of 1v1 chasing fun. I've been on the spectrum of both of these sides. I've been playing survivor and killer almost equally. I have 4,500 hours in this game. I think I've pretty much seen it at its best state and at its worst state. And definitely right now, behavior is putting this game to the test. Checking how much patience the community has to kind of they're checking our patience, essentially, is what I feel. Because I feel behavior could try much harder in many regards. And I've realized how bad it is when I was playing a game of Nemesis like the other day. I was hitting every punch and every tentacle in a space-time of like 20 seconds each hit. And by the end of the game, I had like my tier 3 ready, and I got a lot of injury states, but none of it mattered because ultimately the gen speed just, I couldn't compete with it. I just couldn't. I got 2 hooks, and that's only after all the 5 gens were done. I can't improve my skill in this game beyond the point where I am right now. Not by a whole lot, at least. I've pretty much tried out every killer. I've pretty much played every perk on Survivor. I've covered the possibly everything in this game, and I would say with that I have a great knowledge about almost every killer. That's what I feel at least. And still, sometimes I find myself completely helpless. The design of the game is not fair. There should be never skill-based matchmaking because this game is not a competition. There is no competition in this game. Survivors have to do 5 stagnant generators, while the killer has to get 12 hooks of moving survivors with plenty of second chance perks. There's just some scenarios, like if a killer like Nemesis or Myers bring their best loadout, and the 4-man SWAF brings their best loadout, all of them with dead hearts and DSs and etc. And like toolbox with brand new parts. The game is over. It doesn't matter how well you play. Some outcomes are just already, you already know what's going to happen even before the game starts. It's so silly. Like in the lobby, I see like 4 Dwights, all of them with the same shirt, all of them with toolboxes. Oh gee, I wonder if this is gonna go well. Like, it's ridiculous. And it's fine that this game is not balanced. It was okay, but now that this game is all about MMR and all about defeating the other side, whether if by kills or by doing generators, then there is no fun in some situations. It's either solo queue, survivors getting absolutely stumped by killers that are carrying meta perks, or it's lower tier killers being absolutely bullied by Survive with Friends. This is what this game boils down to for most part. It's either one side completely stumps it's usually one side completely stumping the other, and very rarely I find like matches that like give me competition. It's either I personally, like when I play killer, it's either I get absolute babies that I destroy in a blink of an eye, or God survivors that the game is a lost cause from the start. So MMR has completely like made this game to something entirely else. It's a dark time for DBD, and I'm scared what tomorrow might bring for that game. DBD is not going to die, not anytime soon, not in the next 2 years, not in the next 3 years, I reckon. But it's certainly not headed anywhere good. Am I going to quit this game? Most likely not, because like I put so much time, money, and effort into this, and I built such a huge, wonderful community around this game, despite the fact that a lot of people in the DBD community are toxic, and a lot of people in the developer team of behavior are kind of either aloof or unaware of the situation of the game. And there's so many hackers, but still, I will continue playing this game because I know that a lot of you like this game, and I like it to some extent as well. But I don't want the main squeeze, the main thing of my channel to be DBD. I just can't do that. It doesn't motivate me. I never like get up from bed and think to myself, oh boy, I'm gonna stream Dead by Daylight. I never think that. That is not the reality that I have embraced. Like when I get on my computer and I start streaming Dead by Daylight, it's because I'm excited to meet all of the wonderful people that are there. So many of my amazing viewers, so many people that support me and tell me to keep doing what I'm doing, and so many people telling me to be myself, and I come there and I stream because of those people. Not because I'm genuinely excited to stream DBD anymore. Last night, I have done a stream late at night, unfortunately, about VHS. And that game is probably the closest thing that we'll ever get to a balanced 4v1 asymmetrical horror game. This game is just made perfectly. It incorporates everything that DBD did right, and it fixes what DBD has done wrong. It's the same core concept. You've got like one monster against 4 survivors, 4 teens as they call them, and the difference here is that the teens, the survivors, have to kill the monster, same as the monster has to kill the teens. This forces both sides to interact with each other. You have to acknowledge the opposing team. In DBD, this is not existing. Because if a killer AFKs the entire game, myself as a survivor, I can go do all the generators, open the exit gate, and leave. And thus my MMR has increased because I've defeated the killer. And I could have just never seen him, never even entered his tear radius. This is not the case in VHS. There's so much more to say about VHS, but I'll save this for another time. This is why I personally will probably be moving to streaming that game for the most part. I'm also going to be doing sometimes DBD content, but I just can't force myself to be a full-time DBD content creator because it's just not worth it. I'm sorry. I know that a lot of you guys will probably miss like the DBD content, but I will still like keep dishing it out, just more seldom like. Thank you all so much for listening. This has been a very important video for me. I really wanted to say all of this for a very long time, and I couldn't really express myself quite well enough to describe what I feel and what I think, and how much I appreciate each and every one of you. So I hope you guys will stay with us as I continue making content for other games as well. I'm super excited to go out there and try the different games and maybe laugh with you guys and experience something else. Cheers all, and thank you so much for listening.